Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another episode of Mustaeina Business. My name is Fuad Aderoju, your regular host, and today we'll be discussing Islamic finance. What is Islamic finance? What are the options of Islamic finance? Every general topic under Islamic finance are what we'll be discussing today. And we'll be having our special guest who will be helping us in delving into the topic. I'm sure there's a lot to learn, so hook around and stay with us, inshallah. Okay, so welcome back to Mustaeina Business. Our guest today is known to many, but I would leave him to introduce himself. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. My name is Babatunde Abdulganiy Adegbindin. Let me leave it at that. I work with Lotus Capital Limited, and I do quite a number of things apart from working as a business development manager at Lotus Capital Limited. Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Babatunde Adegbindin is a professional when it comes to Islamic finance. He'll be helping us in breaking down, to the basics, everything we need to know about Islamic finance. So, Mr. Babatunde Adegbindin, my first question to you today is, what is Islamic finance?
Thank you very much for that question. So we'll just try to break it down to the barest minimum. So think of an alternative to what you have in the conventional finance. That is, taking your money to the bank, putting it in a savings account or current account, having a fixed deposit, doing transactions with the bank and getting interest. Now, an alternative to that, following what the holy books have said. And I say holy books because a lot of people believe that it's just the Quran 2 verse 275 that talks about Allah saying that you should just do trade but don't do riba. Riba is interest, money on money, while trade is buy and sell. But funny enough and interesting enough, if you go to Deuteronomy chapter 23 verse 19 to 20 in the Bible, it also talks about don't do interest. So you see, it is very clear that the topic of interest is forbidden from our creator. So what Islamic finance is that doing finance the way the creator has ordained it. And what is the way he has ordained it? He says do trade. What is trade? You and I from primary school, we say cost price plus selling price, cost price plus profit is equal to selling price. And basically that's trade. You get cost price and you add some profit. But how do you get that profit? These are the basics Islamic finance is trying to explain. And also the basics of Islamic finance is found, or it has its roots in the Sharia. There's what you call fiqh muamala, that is principles of Islamic jurisprudence or transactions. It tells us what you should do for you to get Islamic finance right. For example, it says don't do riba. Riba is interest. Now, what is different between interest and profit? A lot of people say they are the same, you just call it another name. But hey, they are not the same. Allah himself says don't do riba, but you can do trade. If they are the same, you won't separate it like that. So what is interest? Interest is making money on money. So I borrowed 10 naira from you, and tomorrow I say you give me back my 10 naira but plus extra 5 naira. So the question Sharia is asking, Islam is asking is, what have you done to get that extra 5 naira? You have not partook in any risk, you have not done any transaction, you have not done any economic activity, and you want to gain. Why? Money itself is just a tool. If you don't use it in a transaction, you don't have any right to gain. So that's what Islam is saying, that for you to gain money, you must work, you must put your effort, you must take part in a risk for you to gain money. And that's why there's a very strong hadith that says the wages of a worker should not, the sweat of a worker should not dry before you pay them the wages. What are they talking about when it comes to sweat? It is work. When you put in work, then you get wages. Now, what is profit? Profit is when I do work, the profit, the addition I get from the transaction or asset-based transaction that I have done, that gives me profit. So anytime I have profit, I can be happy that this is a result of my sweat. But when it is interest, it's just free money, kind of.
Okay, so this is kind of becoming interesting. So from your explanation now, can't I say, okay, that I'm a businessman, and what is my type of business? My business is to making money, providing money for people to, to whether to trade or to meet any form of need at the time. So if I say that is my choosing business, am I expected to make profit from that?
Now, it's possible in two ways. So, for example, there's what you call, there is an account in Islamic banking that you call qard account. A qard account is just like what Allah said in Quran, that a godly loan. And a godly loan is, I give you 10 naira, I take back 10 naira. No addition, no subtraction. So, for you as a business person, that you want to loan money out to people to do business, you need to be sure what type of money do you want to lend out. Do you want to just support people so that they can do their business, but you get exactly what you have given out back? That's a qard al-hasan. Now that's one. The other one is that, no, sorry, not qard al-hasan, it's just a qard or a godly loan. Now the other one is the one you put into business transaction. So depending on the structures, there are so many structures. You have ijara, you have murabaha, you have mudaraba, you have musharaka, you have salaam, you have istisna. There's so many structures. So you bringing out money, you need to agree with the next person you are doing that business with. What structure are you using? If you are using an ijara structure, then you follow the terms of ijara structure. You make money from the ijara structure. If you are using a murabaha or a mudaraba, whatever structure you are using, it explains how you make money. But you don't just give money out and you expect that there will be an addition. That becomes riba automatically.
Viewers at home, I'm sure with this very few explanations that my brother here has explained to us, Mr. Babatunde Abdulganiy, I'm sure one way or the other, we must have learned one or two things. If you are into the business of, giving out money to people, at least you should, as he explained, you should be able to, differentiate which of the Islamic financing options you are doing, in order for us to make sure that you're not just, taking riba, engaging in riba, as you may want to have it. So with that, that will be the end of this segment. Join us next time on Mustaeina Business. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.